Return to the limit conversion that if the two functions f and c satisfies this condition, the limit absolute f over c equal k is not zero and infinity. Does that mean the k finite? K finite is not zero. Then the both improper integral, okay, related to f and c have the same property. Does that mean the either converse or diverge together? Okay, so we apply limit conversion test to this example. The limit equal 1 is not zero, is finite. Okay, improper integral, we need to use to compare converse. Okay, so apply the limit conversion test. You can imply improper integral here. Converse. Greater integral converse. Of course, we can imply the improper integral of absolute f converse. Okay, and we have improper integral from the 2 to infinity absolute. Absolute converse. Okay, to continue, we can give the comparison test 1. Okay, comparison test 1. Greater integral converse. We can imply smaller integral converse. Okay, that will be the comparison test 1. Moreover, we have the integral from the 2 infinity absolute and cosine 2f and q minus 3 converse. Okay, this here we will comparison test 1. Comparison test 1. Okay, the finally we give the absolute component test. Okay, it can imply the above. Okay, improper integral converse. Finally, finally using absolute component test, we have the integral. we fill in the channel. Okay, here you combine. You come back to that, and absolute from the dead. Okay? In here we give the quantity. You don't need to leave it. Okay, check. Leave that integral check. Now continue. We get to the application of definite integral. Definite integral. What we can do with the definite integral? In here we can use definite integral to calculate the area of plane zero. To continue, we have some application of definite integral. So first, we can use definite integral to calculate the area of plane zero. For example, we have this line between the function f and z. Okay? It belongs to OFY plane. OFY plane. Okay? This is here the end value from the A to B. A to B. We can estimate the area. Okay? The area of this line between f and z. Okay? The formula. The area is equal integral from the A to B, absolute f minus z. Yeah. Okay? You know that? You know that? Okay? Does that mean you can use the definite integral to estimate the area? Okay? Like between two curves. Okay. To continue, we can use the definite integral to find the arc length curve. Arc length. Chiều dài. Okay, we can use the definite integral to find arc length. Now, how to use definite integral to calculate arc length? Okay, now let's see. We have the arc length. We have the curve. We have a curve. It belongs to a y plane. How to find the arc length? Okay. We can use the idea. We can use the idea of definite integral. What we can do? We can divide the curve into a long subcurve. Okay? You can see if the P1 and P0 is not small, we can approximate arc length of this curve. Subcurve by the segment. Okay? I think you can estimate the distance between 2 points. I think you know that? Okay. Divide. We can divide the curve into a larger curve. To continue, we can sum. Okay? We can take sum, the own approximate value. I think you know the definition of definite integral, divide and sum. Okay? We can have the definite integral. Okay? So when we divide here, we have the formula relate to arc length. We have the formula arc length. Now, we can find the arc length AB and vary from the A to B. The curve has the equation y equal mx. What's the formula arc length of this curve AB? We have the formula. The arc length AB is equal integral from the A to B, square root 1 plus f gram x squared dx. Okay, the formula established to calculate the arc length of this curve from the A to B. Arc length. If you know the equation, y is the function of x, y is equal to fx. In general, if the curve has a parameter equation, what the formula is like? If f equal ft, y equal yt. The formula for arc length. Okay, it's going to be the divided from the A to B. The formula for arc length is equal integral from the A to B square root f gram t squared plus 1 gram t squared t. Okay, the formula established for parameter curve. Okay, parameter đường cong tham số. Đây là công thức chiều dài của cung được thiết lập trong đường cong tham số. Cái này nói rồi chứ parameter equation đấy, đúng không? Cái dạng đường cong tham số nói rồi đúng không? Lúc mà làm asymptote có đường cong tham số mà, đúng không? Đây là tham số đây, kiểu cái này gọi là tham số, được chưa nhỉ? Kiểu cái này gọi là tham số. Okay, now continue. We can use the definite integral to calculate the volume of solid in a y plane. Now, how to construct the formula for volume solid in a y plane? Now, we have the object. It belongs to a y plane. How to calculate the volume? Volume thể tích. How to calculate the volume? How to calculate the volume? Now, object belongs to a y plane. Calculate the volume. Some distance. How to calculate the volume of solid? Okay, if you want to calculate the volume of the object, what we need to do? It may be we divide the object by along the plane perpendicular to x-axis. Along the plane. Okay, we can divide the solid into a lot of slide. I think here slide here have the earlier AX. Okay, we can construct the volume of the object is equal. Okay, when we divide, this may be example the x value from A to B. Okay, we can calculate the volume is equal integral from the A to B. AF here. Okay, the formula for volume of object it belongs to a plane. Okay, does that mean you can use definite integral to calculate the volume of solids? To continue, we can apply the definite integral to calculate the surface area of solid. Surface area of solid là diện tích mặt xung quanh của một vật thể. Okay. Surface area. Area là diện tích nhé. Area là diện tích, còn surface là mặt. Đây là diện tích mặt xung quanh. Surface area of solid. Okay. For simplicity, it will be consider the solid. Okay, the solid generated by evolution. Evolution là diện tích mặt của vật thể tròn xoay. Evolution là quay xung quanh. Revolve. Of course, we can use definite integral, calculate the mass, center mass and moment inertia. Mass khối lượng, center mass là trọng tâm, và moment inertia là moment quay. Okay, các bạn lý. Of course, we have a lot of application of definite integral in physics, economics. Okay, probability. Trong sách okay. Okay, etc. Okay, for simplicity, okay, we have some formula related to surface area when rotating around the x-axis. Okay, imagine to the surface area. Diện tích mặt tròn xoay. Diện tích mặt tròn xoay quay xung quanh trục x và quay xung quanh trục y thì đây là mục đích của nó và thể khác này vào. Đây là một số công thức đơn giản. Còn tổng quát thôi bỏ qua nhé, là chỉ làm hai trường hợp thôi. Quay xung quanh trục x của nó, trục y thôi. Quay xung quanh tức là thế này. Ví dụ quay xung quanh trục x thì tức là một đường cong như thế này. Đường cong này quay xung quanh trục x này. Nhìn chưa nhỉ? Quay thế này có nhỉ? Thì nó sẽ là một cái hình vòng xoay không? Cái trục này trung tâm không nhỉ? Quay này quay đây không? Đây là cái mặt tròn xoay. Quay xung quanh gọi là mặt tròn xoay. Quay xung quanh này gọi là rotate, quay xung quanh. Rotate around là quay xung quanh. Okay, so finally we pass into the parametric form. Okay, in the curve have the parametric equation. Okay, we can estimate the surface area when rotating around the x-axis of y-axis. Parametric form. Okay, the equation for parametric form. Ở trên thì là chỉ là phương trình x theo y và y theo x thôi. Cho nên mở quá thì cái cung đấy, cái đường cong đấy nó phải là tham số x theo t, y theo t. Trong đầu này nó hai thức từ nó. 再看后天。OK，那我们开始。